Hi everyone, welcome to Real Estate Living in Sarasota, Florida. I am your local guide and expert, and I want you to feel comfortable in asking me any question you might have about what it's really like to live in this area. Of course, I am a biased reporter, but I am so enthusiastic about Sarasota, not only because it's the #1 place to live according to all kinds of surveys and studies and research, not only for retirees, but across any of the demographics. Why is that? Because there's so much to do. It is so much fun to be here, and if you did nothing else but hang out at the beach, I think that would be awesome. However, we vacationed here since I was a child. I have just lived and played here all of my life, and I love sharing my passion for this area with anybody else who wants to show up here in whatever form that takes. And now that I am in real estate, it is almost a prerequisite to have a YouTube channel. Even though I already have one, it is important to be able to focus just on real estate because there are so many questions and issues that are now coming up with all the different ways that real estate is changing and the needs that my customers have. I went to the gym this morning and they were moaning how cold it is, and this is the worst winter Sarasota has ever had, or maybe the worst winter in 20 years, but the sun actually did just come out, so I'm going to turn around so you can see the beach from this angle. I am at Lido Beach, and often you'll see birds nesting here, especially those skimmer birds that just float on top of the water, catching their breakfast, and many people will say, like, wow, that's really incredible how they do that. And I had even one customer who said, I just want to live near those birds, and within 48 hours we were under contract, sight unseen, in a condo that she built back in that direction. So I'm so passionate about living a stress-free lifestyle because stress is so linked to different conditions, and to be able to live in a place like this that even on a bad weather day, really bad weather, I don't think so, I'm just in a little jacket, but you can be that close to the beach. How cool is that if you have the resources to do so? My background is, because of my experience in video, I had lots of offers to actually work for a lot of different companies just shooting videos. But I chose Realty One Group, Skyline in Sarasota, because, we'll just be honest, my boyfriend was there, and it was right as COVID was starting to happen, and it was an incredible time to get into the business. And during that time, just this past year, 2023, I was the #1 woman in our office. All of these different designations help to make sure that you are working with customers in their best interest and following the ethics that have been set out by the various real estate boards around the country. So it's one thing to be a real estate agent, but not every real estate agent is a realtor. And the difference is that we, as realtors, subscribe to not only the local real estate board, but also the ethics as they have set out, which basically is you are acting in the best interest of the customer always. As a TV consumer reporter, you can imagine how easy this has been relative to, I think, a number of people who have gotten out of the business as interest rates have gone up, and it's been a bit of a challenge to get people connected to their dream in paradise. But Sarasota has so much to offer. There are so many different restaurants, whatever your tastes are. There are so many different forms of recreation. You can be by the water, in the water, even on a tough day like today. There is a boat way out there, braving the elements. It's a motorboat, but I was actually a member of the Sarasota Sailing Squadron back when I had more time to do that kind of thing. But you can get involved in the boating community in different ways. You don't even have to own a boat. You can join Freedom Boat Club and just hop on a boat anytime you want to set sail somewhere. So there are lots of different ways you can enjoy the water here, either in it, on it, around it, near it, and so many different ways to get outside and be active, which is so important as we age. The one message I've heard, being a nationally ranked sprinter and competing at the National Senior Games, which gives me all this energy to do all that I do, you just got to keep moving. And where better a place to do that where the weather cooperates with you and you don't feel so stuck inside all winter long. I work a lot in new construction. That's the environment I grew up in with our family business up north. And so that is a very comfortable place for me to be. And you might say, well, why would you have a realtor if there is a sales staff at a new build construction site? And the reason for that, especially if you're out of state, is that I work either through Zoom calls or we have in-person meetings when you're down here. And there are lots of details in new construction that happen that you may not always want to be involved in. And having a third party who is managing that is important for you to get the best deal, the best resources, and somebody who is familiar with the product. I'm going to be sharing a lot of different topics on this channel about all the different resources that are here, the different ways you can settle in, find your dream home, traveling to different parts of town. And if you have your favorites, or if you're curious about Any topic that is related to what it's like to actually live and work here, please do let me know. A lot of people think it's expensive, but there are ways to get around that. And you don't have to be a gazillionaire to live here. It'd be nice, but we can find ways to get you in at whatever price range might be of interest to you or make sense for your financial planning. And because I was a financial consultant, I do keep that in mind with people. Sometimes customers want the world, but you have to get real about the money that you do have available. All right, I hope that's been helpful. Let me hear from you. And if you find value in this, I hope you'll like and subscribe to be notified to all future videos that I produce. Thank you so much for watching. Gotta run.